Blutbad.
Hello and welcome back to another behind the scenes toy photography video. This week I'll show you how to edit out figure stands with layer masking. I call this shot, "You Should Have Left Him Alone." The Black Series action figures I used for this shot were Bo-Kotan Kryze, a B1 Battle Droid, Djarin, and some B2 Battle Droids. In my never-ending quest to find new and interesting floor surfaces, I recently came across this anti-slip tape that I thought looked like asphalt. I stuck a bunch of it to a large bookshelf to create the ground of my diorama, and then turned on my background TV. Next, I placed a few 3D printed odds and ends to obscure the transition between my foreground and background. My inspiration for this shot was from one of my favorite episodes of The Mandalorian Season 3, where the show's hero lets his prejudice get the best of him and suffers some immediate consequences. He lets his anti-droid sentiment get in the way of a criminal investigation, and ends up getting punched in the face by a Super Battle Droid. To recreate the shipping area shown in the show, I lined up a bunch of repurposed B2 Battle Droids carrying 3D printed crates. This made for a pretty busy background, but I opened my aperture nice and wide to allow for a shallow depth of field, blurring it so as not to distract too much from the main subjects. I made sure to place my subjects much closer to my lens than the background figures to maximize this effect. Lastly, I placed the Mandalorian himself, propping him up with a couple figure stands to accommodate the falling pose. Here's my base image. As usual, I took a few separate exposures and combined them in Photoshop. I focus stacked images of Din and the Battle Droid and also used layer masking and the brush tool to remove the figure stand. I had to use the pen tool to make my selection as precise as possible while removing the stand. Next, I added some adjustment layers for levels and color balance before using Content Aware Fill and the Healing Brush tool to remove the articulation joints on my figures. After adding a vignette, I did some quick dodging and burning to make my subjects stand out a little bit more. A couple last minute touch-ups and I was done. So once again, here's my starting image. And here's where I ended up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and make sure to check me out on Instagram. Thanks, and until next time.